Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise Huber begins now.
A Tasmanian businessman is pleading for information after making a grisly discovery on his property, offering a cash reward to find the person who shot and then decapitated his pet deer.
Raised like part of the family, Francis the deer was one of Prospect's most popular residents.
It got so tame because my daughter Melanie looked after it from when it was a foal and had it sleeping on a veranda.
But the white deer was found dead in its paddock 2 days ago, seemingly shot at close range by somebody who'd scaled the 2.1 metre high fence before decapitating the animal, just metres from the Bass Highway.
Just disgusted how someone can go up to an animal that you can walk right up to and shoot it and then just leave the body there.
Francis was one of a number of friendly deer living in the paddock around Richardson's Harley-Davidson. A bale of hay draws them close to the fence for local kids to admire.
Francis used to go around to every neighbour, people feed him every week.
Simon's positive someone knows something about what happened to Francis and is offering a $5,000 reward for information that leads the apprehension of the person that did it.
And then once we find out the culprit, of course, we'll turn them over to the Launceston Police and they should be able to take care of it.
Although it seems Francis wasn't the first to meet this grisly fate.
Since this has happened, we've been in touch and had discussions with several other farmers in the area here, and they've all experienced the same thing. Deer's been decapitated, slaughtered, just for the head and left in the bush.
Nick Kelly, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmania's long-awaited container refund scheme launches next week, aiming to cut waste and encourage recycling. But the opposition's concerned it won't just be consumers who end up bearing the cost of going green.
Jason and his family have been running an independent bottle shop for more than 25 years and are preparing to embrace Tasmania's new container recycling plan.
I'm all for a container deposit scheme, all for it, but not one that costs us 22 cents a container. There's no way a small business like ours can actually absorb those costs.
Launching on May 1, the program will allow consumers to return eligible containers like bottles, small milk cartons and aluminium cans in exchange for a 10-cent refund. The aim to reduce waste and cut down on litter. But the initiative will come at a cost, reflected in a price increase for the affected products.
Well, it's going to affect our sales at the end of the day. We've got, a 24-pack carton of beers going up $5, a 30 can could be up to $6.50.
But Labor, who backed the policy when it passed Parliament 3 years ago, are worried about who will bear the brunt of outrage from unhappy customers.
People standing behind a cash register are bracing to cop an earful from this Thursday because the price of a carton of beer is going to go up.
The state's Environment Minister Madeleine Ogilvie says the price increase is driven by Tasmania's population and the added cost to transport containers across Bass Strait, but the opposition isn't buying it.
This is something that's been designed on island and the products are already here. So I think with regards to a container deposit scheme, I think to blame Bass Strait for that doesn't really stack up for me.
For Jason and other bottle shop owners, it's now a waiting game to see just how the changes will play out next week. Lily Thompson, 7 Tasmania News.
Meanwhile, another new recycling scheme would help keep discarded lithium batteries out of landfill under a Liberal Party pledge, promising $50 million to set up collection points around the country, including at least 5 in Tasmania.
Partnering with local government in particular, who manage a lot of these facilities, is going to ensure that we get these batteries out of the waste stream and where they need to go.
Smithton, meanwhile, stands to gain a new health hub under Labor. Braddon candidate Anne Urquhart promising $10 million for a more comprehensive medical service in the town. A truck's been destroyed after going up in flames while driving along Meander Valley Road, not far from the Hagley service station. Traffic was blocked for around an hour while the fire was extinguished. From goblins to glitter and mushrooms in makeup, the realm of Ross has been conquered by cosplay chaos. It's Tassie's turn for swords, spells and a suspicious amount of hot glue.
From treacherous tricksters
We cause mischief.
to fearsome fighters, all journeying into the Midlands, where Ross has been conquered by the fantastic.
We're all just here to celebrate a love of all things fantasy, pop culture.
Tas Fair giving visitors a taste of medieval and fantasy-themed fun. From pointy ears to mushrooms wearing makeup, all kind of mystical creatures making sure they dress well for the occasion.
Hours, days, weeks, I think. Yeah, lots of planning. Lots of hot glue.
We went to the Renaissance Fair. No idea what was in the air, but a lot of fairy dust and beautiful costumes and everywhere, and Ross and Ross and Ross.
Medieval sword fighting and live-action roleplay on display for the thrill seekers, and a marketplace of magical trinkets for those wanting to play it safe.
We've only got some kettle corn left, but it's been a great day. We didn't expect this many people.
The turnout showing that many are looking to add a little whimsy to their weekend.
I was expecting maybe about 500 people to turn up on the day. We pre-sold over 1,000 tickets.
When the festivities come to an end, weary wanderers treated to a banquet in the local tavern. Until then, plenty of fantastical fun to go around.
But it's really cool to see that Tassie has a Ren Fair now. I think it hopefully will go really well and there'll be more in the future.
Billy Gibbons, 7 Tasmania News.
St Helens is rocking out tonight with country music star James Blundell returning to the town he spent time in, writing songs with his father 3 decades ago. But this time he's performing to a full house at Easy Tiger in the biggest gig the venue has ever hosted.
The fun part about playing solo is that I've got access to the entire catalogue, which is I think 132 recorded pieces of music. What you can expect from the show this evening is pretty much anything from the catalogue, particularly if anybody has a favourite song they want to hear, because I don't have to worry about whether 6 other people know it. All I've got to do then is remember the words.
It's not quite one night only, returning tomorrow for Open Mic Night. The Northern Bombers' winning streak continues, handing out a 106-point thumping to South Launceston in the NTFA Premier Division. North's Bailey Mitchell and Brandon Leary booting 3 goals each, 8 from Brad Cox-Goodyear.
Oh, that's a nice goal, reading it, Cox-Goodyear.
The Scottsdale women unable to repeat their big victory from last week, going down to Launceston 28-20. Clarence demolished Brighton in a brutal bloodbath at Ninja Stadium, winning by 131 points. It rained goals for the home side, including this impressive snap from Lachlan Davey. The Roos remain unbeaten on their home turf after 4 rounds, while the Robins' hunt for their first win of the season continues. Signing former jack jumper Anthony Drimmick as an injury replacement player seems like a stroke of genius by the Chargers after he scored 17 points and set up 7 buckets in Hobart's huge come-from-behind victory over Keilor.
Drimmick here with a play call and doers. Drimmick trying to push through. Kick out pass. Richards for 3. Yes! Jacob Richards for downtown! Savage.
Up north, the Thunder couldn't quite hold off a fast-finishing Geelong, going down by 4 points. The return of Keely Froling, no help for the Tawns, still chasing their first win.
Good evening. Hobart saw 17 today. It was 22 in Launceston, Devonport 19 and 21 in Burnie. Ooze and Friendly Beach is also 21. It warmed to 20 on Flinders Island at Low Head, and also St Helens 19 on King Island and at Grove, Smithton 17, 16 at Lyweni and Strawn, with minimum temperatures up by 1 to 6 degrees today. There were scattered areas of cloud across Tasmania, although it became more overcast throughout eastern parts. Extensive areas of patchy cloud were experienced across the eastern states, associated with a broad area of low pressure, particularly through New South Wales and Queensland. Tomorrow, a cold front will approach and cross the state as a broad area of low pressure persists over coastal New South Wales. Northwest to southwesterly winds 10 to 20 knots in the west, winds increasing to 30 knots in the south, southwesterly swells building to 3.5 metres in southern waters. We have a strong wind warning for coastal waters tomorrow between Tasman Island to Low Rocky Point. Hobart expecting a late shower tomorrow with a top of 18, 19 and possible showers in Richmond. Cloudy in Ouse with 18 the maximum. Another fine autumn day in the north, 20 in Launceston and Devonport. Enjoy the sunshine. Fine also in Deloraine with 18. A partly cloudy day for Burnie, 19, increasing showers in Strawn, 17. A cloudy day on the way for Curry with 19 the top. A bit of cloud for St Helens and Whitemark, both 19, but a lovely day in Swansea with 20 degrees expected there. Monday, isolated showers increasing about the north, which may develop further across the state. Showers on Tuesday, although less frequent about the north. Light showers are expected to fall about the west and south on Wednesday, but mostly fine elsewhere. Here's how tomorrow's weather is shaping up across the country. 22 and raining at times in Canberra, Adelaide cloudy 21, but a fine and sunny day in Perth with 24 the maximum. Hobart partly cloudy right now, 14 degrees, clear and 15 in Launceston and also Devonport. It's lovely to have you back in the studio this weekend, Louise. We've missed you.
Thank you. It's nice to be feeling a little bit better. Thank you for that, Kaya. That's all your news for now.
Yeah. I conjugate the power in my blood.